Well, as we head on through the day today, we are going to see another chance for some storms. And I'll tell you what, I don't know about your yard, but my backyard is definitely lush and green from all the rainfall we've been experiencing here in eastern Carolina over the last month or so. I'm Storm Track 12 meteorologist Les Still, and you'll see that we are actually running a little bit of a surplus as far as rainfall is considered for the month of June. Right now, only about 1/3 of an inch, but here's the big number. Most of the year we've been covering a rainfall deficit that's been 4 to 6, 8 inches below normal. Now we're only about 1 1/3 inches, and we do have a chance for some more rainfall as we go on through the day today and even tomorrow as well. But it definitely has been a wet spell going all the way back to May 1st. We've had 15 days in Greenville where we've had rain in the rain bucket. Now, keep in mind, we did have one day where we picked up like 3, 4, 5 inches of rainfall for some heavy thunderstorms that trained across the area. But that's still, Greenville comes in with a winter of just shy of 10 inches of rainfall for that 30, 35 day time period. And as far as days are concerned, more than half the days in New Bern we've got measurable rainfall. Again, over the last 35, 36 days, we're looking at more than 8 inches of rainfall. It hasn't been quite as much down along the Crystal Coast at the beaches in Beaufort, but still 14 days where we've had measurable rainfall for us here out along the Crystal Coast. So here's your planning forecast as we go on through the day today. What I'm tracking is, you got it, more storms that will be scattered about. They'll be isolated, especially north of the Kinston-New Bern Oriental line, and maybe give us a brief heavy downpour. But it does look like we are going to be looking at the heat returning as we head into next week. By Sunday, definitely by Monday, we're back into that 90-degree range. And yeah, also going to be a little bit more humid as well. Positive side is the tropics do remain quiet. Nothing to track for us in the tropics with storm systems that are basically just void. Lots of dry air along the equatorial Atlantic as well as the Gulf of Mexico. Even though there's a lot of convection there, nothing is really getting itself organized. So your Storm Track 12 planning forecast as we go through the day today. Sunshine for the morning hours, storms late morning, early afternoon with some more sunshine around sunset. That'll get our temperatures into the low to mid 70s, which is still about 10 degrees below normal for this time of year. Partly cloudy, cool conditions as we head overnight tonight. Some of the deeper inland spots, even some lower 50s, upper 40s like we had this morning. More sunshine around for our Thursday, but still a chance for an isolated thunderstorm in the afternoon and evening hours here just because of the heat of the day. But with that sunshine, we'll make our way into the low 80s for some of the deeper inland spots as the winds go from northeasterly to southeasterly. As I mentioned, down in the tropics, we do have some showers and thunderstorms that have developed across the Gulf of Mexico. However, nothing really getting organized, and a lot of that has to do with the way the weather pattern is configured here across the eastern portions of the United States. Big upper-level ridge remains across the central plains. We'll take a look at that in a minute in the jet stream, but it keeps a lot of shear going across the eastern portions of the United States. Now, for us, we're kind of in between systems for the day today, still feeling the influence of that upper-level low across New England as we've got these little pockets of cold air, or vorticity max, if you want to call them that. You can. That's a technical definition for them, that are rotating through in the atmosphere at the jet stream level. And as they come on through, they are initiating some showers and thunderstorms, and that's what got this thunderstorm complex going late last night across central and western North Carolina, and that'll kind of die out as it moves eastbound, but we are going to have the clouds to deal with it as we go on through this afternoon. Now, as I mentioned, big upper-level ridge. Notice from the Great Lakes all the way down to basically the Gulf Coast along the Mississippi rivers, we are seeing clear skies, and that has to do with the way the jet stream is configured right now. This is what I was talking about here, these little vortmaxes that are going to be rotating around from time to time. We've got one coming through today. We've got another one potentially coming through tomorrow. But notice Future Track does show that as we go in through Thursday and Friday, that upper-level low starts to move out of here. So where all that heat was out here in the central plains, that starts to get in the weather pattern, and then more of a west-northwesterly flow, instead of bringing the cold air, is actually going to start to bring the heat for us here. And as that ridge kind of settles in over us late this weekend going into early next week, we are going to be watching the chance for the humidity also to start to come back in. And notice as it gets in here for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, that's going to be the big shield, if you will, deflecting any action that tries to come in more off to the north and the west. So that heat will really start to build in here. But what it also does is initially it keeps the shear going all the way down into the Gulf of Mexico. But notice how things kind of reverse Monday and Tuesday next week that area will see light winds around it. So again, that is an area that we will have to continue to keep our eye on. But the big deal is going to be the temperatures. Take a look here what we're going to be dealing with. The cool pockets of air still hanging tight as we head through today. Still a little chilly in here for tomorrow, but still with that sunshine back up closer to normal. And then the heat really starts to rage in here for Friday and especially Saturday and Sunday. Future track showing that upper level ridge where all the 80s and 90-degree temperatures are really start to shift here into the east. And it looks like it'll hold camp at least into the first part of next week. Now, as far as the action is concerned for the day today, again, that thunderstorm complex that we've been tracking all morning out through central North Carolina kind of dies out as another system passes by to our south. The combination of those two with the outflow boundaries around them could give us some isolated showers and thunderstorms, especially this afternoon north of Kinston, New Bern, Oriental line. High pressure kind of wedges back in overnight tonight with partly cloudy skies at worst, maybe a little bit of late patchy fog. And then for today, tomorrow, another one of those upper pockets of cold air come through, but I think it's going to be mid to late afternoon that they'll finally get any action developing in our neighborhood, and you'll notice it really kind of weakens as it moves its way eastbound, but it could be in the neighborhood for some showers and storms in here as we head through the afternoon and evening hours on Friday. But again, those will be few and far between, and then that upper level ridge really does start to build in. So future track does show for graduation plans going into Friday night, and again, nothing more than maybe an isolated thunder shower around. Temperatures with that sunshine into the low to mid 80s, and then that warm up really starts in earnest in here. By the time we hit Monday and Tuesday, humidity levels are back up, and we're back into that 90-degree range as far as temperatures are concerned. Have yourself a good Wednesday. I'm Storm Track 12 meteorologist Les Still.